Hello boys and girls, welcome to my channel. I'm For Classic and welcome to BenchART. So for today what I do have in it is Observer System Redux. This game it is developed by the BenchART team and it is using Unreal Engine 4. So in case you don't know BenchART team, these guys will release the Median, which will be a game that will get out next year. It will be again another game. It will be a very big launch to Xbox Series S and X and also PC. And these guys kind of, what they actually do like to do, it is walking simulators or puzzle games in walking simulators or other games. So yeah, they did develop like Blair Witch, Layers of Fear 1, Layers of Fear 2. So they really like to do these kind of games. At least lately, this is exactly what they have been doing on their games. And honestly, they actually do a pretty good job, especially on graphics departments. These guys are really good, and puzzles usually are also very good. So let's take a look on the settings, because that's exactly what you are here for. And I'm enabling high settings because this game have issues on the settings. There are settings in here that doesn't appear on custom, so you need to select first the preset that you want, and only then you need to go to custom and select what you want. So I'm running fully maxed out using DirectX 11. DirectX 12, it performs worse for me. It gives me more stuttering than DirectX 11 does. Also, this game supports ray tracing, but since we have a GTX 1650 Super, we don't really have ray tracing. So the recommended requirements, it is simply a Ryzen 5 from the first generation, 16 gigs of RAM, which I do have, and for 1080p 60 frames per second, they do recommend a GTX 1060 with 6 GB. So the 1650 Super, it is similar to the 1060 in performance, but it has less VRAM. So my results are pretty good. In fact, I got an average of 93 frames per second and a maximum of 146, but unfortunately the minimums were 51 because this game just stuttered a little bit when it tries to load a lot of stuff. Like when you finish an interrogation, it tries to load every stuff at the same time to revert back the game world. Reducing to median does improve the average, but doesn't improve that much the minimums. So if I jump onto 1440p using maximum settings, my average was below 60 frames per second and the minimums were about 25 thanks to those stutters. As for median settings, the average was around 77 frames per second and the minimums were slightly above 30 frames per second. So the difference, the biggest difference that I've noticed between median and high, it is the fact that at median you actually don't get, at least for me, this is a little bit broken on their settings. On median you don't get screen space reflections, you don't get ambient occlusion, and also the volumetric lighting, for example, it is its quality and precision, it gets reduced. But still, median settings, despite lacking all those features, it still looks very good. The game doesn't lose all its identity, but if you go with the low settings, that's the biggest drop in quality that you can expect. It disables volumetric lighting, so it completely ruins the lighting of the game. The original feeling that they wanted to transmit to the game, it is lost. And I think that's mostly about it. I think that's the fact that at the low settings, if you decide to go with low settings, for some reason, low settings really kills the lightning of the game. So whatever, if you go with median or high, I guess your experience will be very good, despite the cuts in quality, like disabling ambient occlusion and all that kind of stuff does. But still, it looks really good whatever the setting you go for. So I think that's all that I want to talk about the performance. So let's now talk about the Observer System Redux, what is new, and if it is worth it or not for you. So let's go. So the Observer System Redux, it is some kind of a small remaster, probably let's call it some sort of definitive edition. The original game was released 3 years ago, and this remaster contains a lot of new features and improvements comparing to the original. So that might not be worth to you to check it out if you already completed the original one, but if you really want to revisit the game in a better shape, or you are buying it for the first time, this is definitely the way to go. And in fact, you can't buy the original anymore, so you can only get this remastered version. So starting with the graphics, lighting was brutally improved. There is volumetric lights all over the place, so there is a big change on tone. And I was a little bit afraid because on the demo version that they did release for this remaster, the lighting was a little bit weird, but it seems that they fixed it in the original game. So lighting, it is definitely better than the original and miles away from the demo that they did release. Also, there is ray tracing support. Unfortunately, I still don't have a ray tracing card, so I can't really tell how much of an improvement it is. Textures were improved as well, as many animations and effects, and there is also 3 new side quests that should give you about 1 or 2 hours of extra gameplay, including more interrogations and a ton of quality of life improvements. So yeah, more bug fixes, and also stealth was redesigned. It is slightly different, but it should work the same way. If you didn't play the original, or if you don't know, it is a horror game as form of a walking simulator. This is what Bloober teams actually manages to do better. It is their walking simulators. So this game is set in the year 2084. You are searching for your own son, called Adam, in a poor apartment block during a quarantine, which affects augmented citizens. Deus Ex anyone, huh? You have tons of puzzles to solve and jump scares to catch, because definitely that's the way that the game will scare you. It will be through jump scares. The biggest thing about the game is that you can go inside people's minds, because you have kind of a device that allows you to connect to someone and get inside their minds and travel across their memories and all that kind of stuff. So it's a very psychedelic moment, and it's a big key feature of the game, of the Observer, and it's their selling point as well. But unfortunately, it can also be the worst thing about the game, because sometimes those moments just drag too much on that psychedelic environment, which many times you are not understanding what the hell is going on, and yeah, it just drags too much. So if you are curious about those moments, I decided to include one of those moments on this gameplay. It should be the last thing you will see on this video, and this is still one of the smallest ones. It's because the other ones will be bigger, so I really think this causes a big issue on the pacing of the game, because it just drags too much. So it's a game that you can expect to finish between 6 to 8 hours if you don't rush the stuff, and well, that's pretty much you can expect from Observer System Redux. It is a puzzle-based game, and as well as an horror game inside a walking simulator game that have a very good narrative and very good a very good environment if you are into cyberpunk style. And I just want to say that the voice actor, the main voice actor of the game, it's just passed away, and he have done a great job. So rest in peace. His name is Rutger Hauer. I think it's how it is spelled, and they have done an excellent job on this game. But unfortunately, it isn't here anymore to play, or at least to hear his own voice on Observer System Redux. So guys, I think that's all that I want to talk about Observer System Redux. Hope you did enjoy the video, and I do hope to see you soon. Goodbye.
Infected. You don't know that. Best thing we can do is stay calm and let them come and slaughter us? I won't let them take me. I won't. two HNs. Helena Novak, apartment 104, and Hannah Nader, apartment 106.
Need to get out.
You again? Not a good idea to sneak up on me, you know.
Need to get out.
I had to check the tenant register.
Authorized personnel only.
Well, I was in a hurry, and the door was open.
Authorized personnel only.
Police business, I know what I'm doing.
I know what you are.
Oh, yeah?
Back during war, took one life. Sent for one of you to get into his head.
If you're worried I'm gonna snap, don't be. They don't even let us carry guns anymore.
Not worried. Past worry. Past most things.
You fought in the big one. Is that why you got all this junk in you?
Plasma sweep. Hit our convoy. Barreled through armor.
Sorry, I didn't mean to bring back memories.
Yes. Memories.
All right, I'm heading out. Can you give me full access to the building?
Assistance. Unstable. Unlocked. What I could.
Thanks. You better stay here. There might be some very nasty people out there.
Nasty. Bad.
Look, just stay safe. You know what? I never got your name. I'm Dan.
Name? Janus. Like a Roman god. You know.
Sorry I gave you a hard time earlier. Good to meet you. Janus. Anyone here? Jesus. A second victim. Badly injured, but still breathing. Don't be afraid. I'm here to help. Who did this to you? Listen to me. The building's on lockdown. There's no way I can help you now. But I can get whoever's responsible for this if you help me find him. Don't try to talk. There's another way.
Subject approved. Commencing neural interrogation.
Amir, is that you? This should get me through the week.
Yeah, thanks. What the fuck, man? I told you not to show up during the day.
You'll rot in here.
Fucking slop again.
It's called soup. Now dig in, it's not getting any better.
It's gonna be alright. I won't take it out. I need a fix. Give it to me. Now.
Do you remember the night we met?
It's hard to forget. I've always wondered, were you scared? Of me, I mean.
No, I could see right through you. I saw that underneath all your muscles and tattoos, you were like a big wounded animal. Lost. Alone.
Hey, at least you knew what you were getting into.
Yeah, I guess I did.
In sickness and in health, forsaking all others.
To have and to hold from this day forward, until death do us part.
Any regrets?
None.
Strong enough to beat this thing. You're strong enough to beat this thing.
Interrogation aborted. Subject expired during questioning. Emergency extraction procedure successful.